I'm Moyo, and this is Shy Chat. Another episode of Shy Chat. I'm your host Moyo, and today I have Sounds of Poetry, and there are two women, Maya and Sheila. How are you guys?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
We are going to be interviewing them today, talking about how they have brought poetry and music together to bring talent to Chicago. Maya, Sheila, when did you guys first begin, and when did you guys meet?
We met about 3 years ago.
Yes.
But we started Sounds of Poetry in December.
End of December. And how it all began, Sheila and I went to a Black violin concert. It's two African American men that play the violin. And so I remember Sheila was saying to me, Maya, we can do this. You know, we both have a gift. She plays the violin and I write my poetry. Mm-hmm. And so she was like, let's collab. Like, why not? Because it's something raw and different. We've never seen anything like this out in the artistry, so why not?
How did you get into poetry? Was it as a young child?
It was as a young
growing
child.
up?
In high school.
Yeah, and high school can be obviously a difficult time.
Very difficult.
You're finding yourself, finding
who what friends are.
Right,
exactly. And some of my poetry are old and some are new.
And do you share everything?
Everything. Also, I was in a poetry contest as well on Instagram. Okay. And so for the entire month, they will give us maybe a word and explain how you feel about that. So some of my poetry derived from that contest. I just elaborate a little bit more.
Yeah. Sheila, when did you begin playing the violin?
I started playing the violin when I was in middle school. I was probably 13, 14 years old. And I played all through high school and then put it down in college because I decided to major in piano. Okay. And then after I finished college, picked it back up and started teaching. And then recently decided I wanted to start performing.
And you also have a school.
Yeah.
You teach as well.
Yeah, I have a studio. I have about 15 students and I teach piano, violin, and voice lessons. So, yeah.
So how did you guys eventually, so you came together and decided we're going to do this. How was it putting the music together and putting your poems together? Was it, I'm going to write a poem, or I'm going to find this old poem and then we're going to try to make a beat to it? Or how did it all come together?
So we had, Maya would bring her pieces. She would bring some of the pieces she already had written, and then we talked about topics that we wanted to sort of discuss in our artistry. And so she would bring the poem, we'd read them together, and then we would sort of talk through what kind of sound do we want with this.
How does it feel?
How does it feel?
Does it have people to feel? Nice.
Yeah, so we sort of worked together. Maya would sometimes even tell me, she'd be like, I don't know, I hear something like, she would like make a sound like, and I'd be like, how can I make that sound on violin? So it was really a collaborative effort. And then there are some pieces where she would read through them and then something would come to me and I would just write something.
Okay, so you guys are pouring into each other,
right?
To create the piece. And you guys also, of course, have an outside life. You're a mother. So go ahead and tell us a little bit about that.
So I am a mother and a wife.
Yes, and a wife.
I have 2 boys, and I do work a 9-to-5 job as well. I have another creative side. I have lots of hats. So I like to paint.
Okay.
I like to do crafts. So I have a lot of hats.
Always busy.
Always busy.
Always busy. And you, Sheila?
So I'm not married, no kids, but busy life. I'm a music teacher. So I have a private music studio and teaching Monday through Friday. And just hired my first teaching assistant. So I'll be working on Saturdays as well. But I am a choir director. So I work with after school programs and children's choirs, and I've worked with church choirs and college and university choirs. So very involved in directing, performing music throughout Chicago. So it keeps me busy.
And then do you guys meet do you have scheduled dates when you meet, or how do you guys go about practicing?
It varies once a week.
Okay.
We try to meet, especially if we have a big show coming up. We'll definitely meet maybe once or twice.
Now, for people who are entrepreneurs and they want to start their own band or music business, or they just want to open a shop, obviously it's different when there's two different people, two different schedules, two different lives. So how is that working together and making sure the communication is well, and making sure you guys are, putting in effort to make Sounds of Poetry succeed? How's that?
Well, I know that, Sheila and I, we definitely try to communicate with our busy schedules.
Yeah.
We'll look on each other's, look on individual calendars to see, what is going on if that time is available for us. It's hard work,
Would you give what advice would you give people that are coming into a business together as a group, maybe 2 or 3 or more people? What advice would you give people?
I would definitely communicate, figure out what is it that you want, what is your goal, in your business. Yeah. And also, if you all are both on the same page, you can just strive.
Yep.
You can do so much more when everyone's on the same page.
Because
definitely communication.
And Sheila, would you give any advice?
I would say write down as much as you can about where it is you want to go and what it is you want to see happen.
Yeah.
I think when it's on paper, it's a lot easier to refer back to.
Like you said this
when
we first started.
Here are the goals. And then if it needs to change, you can erase it and write something else down. But I think trying to have a plan, setting time frames around what, the things are that you want to accomplish, and then making some decisions about what needs to happen as you go along. Like, we try to post on Instagram once or twice a day, a picture, a video.
And it's just YouTube, correct? There's no social media
team, no. I mean, we have people that that work with us and give us advice. Yeah. And we sort of have a team around us that, sort of helps push us along and give us advice, especially about social media, because,
it's
for
growing.
me, I didn't realize
it
how
can
much
make or
that
break you.
is a business. Like, that's how you do business.
It is.
So you have to be willing to, make that part of your life, because sometimes you kind of just want to disconnect from social media.
I agree.
You don't have that choice when you're an entrepreneur. So you have to be on Facebook and Instagram constantly.
Twitter.
Yeah, to know to know what other artists are doing as well, so that you're keeping up with what's trending in the industry, knowing what the hashtags are.
I found you guys on social media,
right? So exactly,
and you have to be transparent as well, because me personally, I'm private, so this is a first for me to just go out there and just show who Maya is, so it's a stepping stone for me. So I'm definitely trying to. Thank you.
So I know you guys have a poem, Prayer for Our City.
Yes.
I heard it recently. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about Chicago. As of 2017, the death toll is 486. So when you were writing Prayer for Our City, obviously that number, or the previous numbers, had to have an impact on your poem. So what are your thoughts? What do you hope to change? Do you hope to change? Change?
I definitely hope it needs to change, because it's scary.
Yeah.
Even just to walk outside, and to enjoy life.
Yeah.
We just want to live life. We might be afraid to go out and enjoy that.
Yeah. And I definitely think Chicago's getting a very, and it has gotten a very bad rep, which is why I started the show. Just to show the positive light of Chicago. So, Sheila, do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, being a musician and an artist and a music educator, I think when I think about what's going on in Chicago, I think my heart just bleeds for all the talent that these kids have that they don't have an opportunity to express necessarily.
Or even realize that they have it.
Exactly.
Right.
And so, when you talk about change, one of my passions is arts education and music education, because I feel like even as a people, I think African Americans have so much talent just in our DNA when it comes to the arts. And I love seeing students of all ethnicities learn and grow in their artistic abilities and expression. So whether that's writing poetry, whether that's playing an instrument, whether that's painting, sculpture, dance, my heart is to see people take the energy they have, the frustration they have, the anger they have over what they see day in and day out, and be able to express that in a positive way. And so, what I hope changes is that kids have more opportunities to get that education. It's been taken out of a lot of our schools. A lot of the Chicago public schools don't have arts education anymore.
Yeah.
So just, to provide a place. I mean, I hope someday to even open, an art studio where kids can come in and take lessons in these, different disciplines. So my hope and prayer is that there are more opportunities created for young people and even adults to be able to express and, just have an outlet for all that's going on.
Yeah, and obviously Chance the Rapper is doing his part in Chicago, and he has open mic.
Yeah.
So I think it really doesn't matter whether big or small, whether upcoming talent or already well-known talent, as long as you're doing your part and pouring back into your city. I think that's all that.
And into your community, into your neighborhood.
In your own neighborhood. It doesn't have to be the whole city. Your neighborhood alone.
You start small.
Yeah, you're right. So what does the future hold for Sounds of Poetry?
Well, we're working on our next show right now. So,
Always.
Yeah. Yeah, we want to have another show for the end of the year. So we're looking at, looking for the perfect venue and perfect, part of town to have it in, and then we'll be planning that show out and letting folks know about it. So yeah, please check us out. See you at the next show.
Thank you, Sheila. Thank you, Maya. And I look forward to listening to more of your music and your poetry. You're welcome. And thank you guys for watching this episode of Shy Chat. I'm your host, Moyo, and I will see you guys next time.